everyone! This is Steven!
And I'm Angela!
And this is the StevAngela Show! Alright guys, so in this particular episode, I'm gonna put my hands already in front of you saying forgive me because I'm gonna be a little bit long, because what happened is that in the second episode, the one where we talked about like how we take care of each other, how we live together and blah blah blah, and in the specific how I take care of Angela, I received a couple of specific comments that really offended me. Offended me really bad, even if there wasn't like not bad words in the comment, not like particular thing, but the whole thing of this new bigotry going around has to stop. So I want to just say, please forgive me because I'm going to be a little bit long. I got to explain a couple of things since a couple of people misunderstood that video completely. Like putting in my mouth words that I never said, I never wrote down, or I never said at all in the video. At all. I got to explain now the ABC of a couple of things, since people sometimes
they take it the wrong way.
They take it the wrong way, and sometimes they seem to be a little bit of a childish mood. I mean, they're ready to be offended like in any single time, any single way. First of all, I want to answer specifically to Jessica De La Rosa and Jazali Circus. I think Jazali, like, forgive me if I'm not pronouncing your name right, but that's what I read. Jessica De La Rosa, you said that you are paraplegic, or I mean you have a disability, and you have been in a relationship with an able-bodied person, and now you're dating a quadriplegic guy. And I'm surprised. I'm really surprised from the point of view that you're coming from, because you should be a little bit more expert now this kind of way, since you're dating a guy with a quadriplegia and you have a disability yourself. I never said that taking care of my wife was a chore. Worst, okay? My wife cannot do anything by herself. But the problem is that I will never judge your way or your life because I don't know you. So why do you have to judge me? What do you know about me? Only because I said that being my wife, taking care of my wife is like a baby? It's not a cultural barrier, or it's like a native language problem or speak or whatever like you wrote under the comments. I meant every word. I'm a very educated man, actually. You know, we can talk on any topic you want. Philosophy, literature, politics, anything. Physics, anything. I studied a lot in my life. But I never brag about it because I don't want to. I have to say this because you call me out, that you think there is a cultural barrier or problem here. There is no problem. Being with my wife, it's a huge thing. It's not an easy thing. And even Jazali said, if it's a chore, you shouldn't say that, blah, blah, blah. It's not a chore. It's the biggest chore in life. But everything will change because of love. Nothing is a chore anymore because I love this woman. But let's not put out the thing that it's easy being with a woman with quadriplegia or spinal cord injury. It's a huge thing. Let's not send the wrong message out there. That's what we're doing. We're real here.
Being real.
Being real. We're not like
doing
like giving the little chocolate or sugar coating or putting a little bit, you know, or sweet stuff to make the pill a little bit sweet. No. This is the reality of the things. Being with a woman like this, it's a lot of work. I work myself, I bust my ass, right? For the job that I do. So when I come home, like after 6-7 hours of shooting, and I come home and I'm tired, I have to be there and help my wife go to the bathroom. Who does that? We have a baby dog that is sitting right here at my feet. That is a baby to us too. I have to wash him, feed him, clean him. He sleeps with us on the bed every single day. So I have to make sure at the end of the day that he's clean, that his baby paws and feet are clean. And who does that? Me, not my wife. Who walks the dog out every single day? Me, not my wife. I do so many things for this woman because of love, but I do so many things because of this woman that I'm not going to say it here because of her dignity. I help her out with a bowel program, with the catheters. Help her out going to the bathroom, dressing her out. Help her out washing her. Anything, preparing her food. So many things that you have no idea. And actually you should, because you have a disability. That's why I'm surprised. I'm surprised in such a negative way from you. I'm disappointed. Because you shouldn't say these things. Because I'm not judging your life. So I don't see why you have to judge me. There is a fact that I'm going to tell you right now. It happens a couple of times. A couple of times happened that I was in Italy. We were Skyping. I was in 9 hours difference in Italy, 9 hours ahead. She was here in the room talking to me on her phone through Skype. Nobody was in the house. She fell on her knees like this.
And I was hanging upside down for an hour.
She lost her balance, falling on her knees. And I had to call a lot of friends to Facebook plus the cops.
911.
911 to help her out. So the firefighters came in the house and they find her. Of course, they found her like this, leaning on her knees because, of course, being a quadriplegic, it means that she cannot go back with her back because she doesn't have these kind of muscles, like she doesn't have the triceps. So it means that she has the biceps to lift her arm, but if their arms fall back, she doesn't have the triceps to put her arm back down again. So do you understand? She's not independent. Nothing is a chore for me, but it's a big thing.
Okay, can I say something?
What I said in the video was that not a lot of people would do this.
No, I know that because I've been with a lot of guys. Not a lot of guys, but I've dated. I wanted to say something first because Stefano did say that being with me is like worse than being with a baby. But you guys have to understand one thing. Stefano loves children. He loves babies. He is wonderful with babies. In fact, that was one thing. Oh, thank you, baby. Oh, here's our baby right now.
Kissing time.
Thank you. But one of our things
That's
was when we,
Bambino
wait,
kissing.
hold on, mommy's talking. One of our things when we first met was we spoke about how we wanted to have a family, and he loves children and he loves animals.
Of course.
Every night he's always showing me pictures of babies and animals, just nonstop. And so he knows what it is to take care of a baby in a sense of his mom also was bedridden for 7 years. And as he was growing up, he took care of her. And that was one thing when we had met on OkCupid that he shared with me. And so what he means is it's worse than a baby. Well, in a sense of when you take care of a baby can roll over and a baby can crawl. A baby can sit up and grab onto something, and a baby eventually can start drinking out of a bottle, things like that. For me, like Stefano said, we can be together, we can go out and spend the whole night together.
Of course.
And as soon as we come home, usually most guys or most couples or the other individual or one of the halves are going to want to go to the bathroom first or sit down and take a breather or whatever. But with Stefano, as soon as we get in, we have to go straight to the closet, get the catheters. He's got to catheterize me. Then he's got to wipe the baby dog's feet. And then he has to do all of these things and prepare me and get me prepared in the room. Take my shoes off, my socks, take my jacket off, my scarf. All of these things that you would do to a little baby before he can himself go to the bathroom or relax or unwind. So, and again, in the mornings, I only have a nurse for an hour. And I only have one nurse that comes to catheterize me in the day.
I catheterize my wife every
Throughout the
single day.
day.
Every single day.
Anytime
Because
I
my
need to
wife
go to
doesn't
the
have
bathroom.
enough nurses. Okay? Let's clear this out. There is another episode I want to tell you. I was at work once. I was working and she again fell on her knees and no one was in the house. She fell on her knees this time not because of an accident but because she fainted because of low pressure. Low blood pressure. Okay? She fainted on her knees and she was not answering the phone anymore. Again, I couldn't leave work and I had to call all kinds of people. 911 as well. So, how can you say she's not like a baby? You said your husband is independent, can drive a car. She cannot drive a car. I mean, she could drive a car in very specific condition. Your husband goes to work, she cannot go anywhere without help.
Correct.
Do you understand? That's the problem. I'm very disappointed in you. So, guys, this is for any one of you, but I'm sure that guys are different. You
I'm
guys
not
that
a
are
baby.
following us, you guys that are following us are very different. It's only these couple of two that came out there, this new bigotry that I want to talk about. This new bigotry is that you think that we are in like a freedom kind of country. We have the freedom of speech and whatever. This society, we don't have this freedom of speech anymore. You know why? Because exactly what happened. Because I cannot say what I want to say without someone being offended. Things. I cannot stand stupidity of people and bigotry and ignorance. And you're coming like to me with these kind of things. Because you're offended the way I said these stupid things, which is a stuff between us. I didn't say that you're like a baby or that your husband is like a baby. I said my wife is like a baby because it is. If you don't want to face the reality, don't watch these
We're
videos.
talking about the situation. So I'm not a baby. I'm just like a baby in a sense of
And what's the problem?
my lifestyle.
You have a problem with these things? I'm sorry then.
Okay,
Your
but
relationship is beautiful. Being with a quadriplegic, it's a hell of a game, okay? Let's say bullshit to people. Let's say stuff that is not true.
It's okay, Bambino.
And again, I want to underline this. Everything is like, it's a very difficult life, but everything is cancelled because of love. Because of the extreme love that we have for each other. That's what you don't understand. Everything is like completely blown out, away, destroyed by the extreme, beautiful, passionate, infinite and endless love that we feel for each other. Otherwise, it is a difficult life. Put this in your mind. You have a beautiful relationship with your boy, with your dude, with your husband. Perfect. Who's gonna judge that? But let's not say to people out there that it's like, oh my God, it's like so beautiful, so easy. We can do so many stuff together like a normal couple. It's not a normal couple. It's not normal anymore. Because exactly, when I come home from work, I don't want to say other terms because see, I want to be correct, but I gotta help my wife go to the bathroom. Who the hell does that in a normal relationship?
Okay, let me say something now, please, my love. So yes, there you go. That is my love, explaining and expressing what happened in episode 2.
There is only one last thing I
Bambino.
want to talk about. There is only one last thing I want to talk about. I want to talk about when Jessica, at the end of her comment, says to Angela, hold on, strong woman. Like, that is like the most offending thing that you can do to me personally. Why?
Not to you,
I'm gonna
to me.
I'm gonna explain you why. Hold on is like resist, Angela, strong woman. Resist. Hold on with me. It means that I'm an ogre. I'm the ogre, the monster of the situation that is treating her bad. How the hell do you dare to say something like that? Hold on. You don't even know how I treat this woman. How I treat this beautiful being. And you say to her, hold on, like she's living a nightmare. So exactly, guys. I mean, clean your brain. And don't come next time, if you don't have like a real argument, if you're a real thing to talk about, don't even bother to write a comment. Don't even bother if the comment is stupid and seriously is like pointless. Just to write about something, okay? Because I told you, I hate stupidity, ignorancy. People that you cannot talk to them because they're offended about anything. And these kind of people are the people that are the most frustrated in the world. Because you cannot talk to them. They wear a mask continuously, all the time. They want to appear that like everything is beautiful and they're like in their own dignity. But as soon as you step out a little bit with your words, they're going to be offended. It means that it's a castle of cards. Everything falls because there is not a strong foundation. It means that exactly you're afraid of what you are. Instead, you got to be strong in your skin. You're going to be proud, yes, of being a person with a disability. Be proud. So if some...
Okay, so basically, I wanted to touch base with what he was saying earlier, but because it was very long, like he warned you, my train of thought is like going around another tunnel somewhere and coming back around again. But basically, yes, everybody is going to have their opinions. We are sharing our life with you guys because it isn't easy. And I said it from episode 2. Being a quadriplegic, if you guys know me from Push Girls and also just from the beginning of my journey, I have been unstoppable. I did not let this disability stop me. But I'm not going to lie, and I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. For my closest, best of friends, they always say, oh my gosh, Ange, I don't know how you do it. If half of the world knew how you really live your life, because everybody thinks I have this glamorous life, which I don't. If they really knew behind closed doors of how I really truly live and how I struggle, and there's not a pity party or nothing, it's reality. The reality is one moment you're dancing your butt off, and the next moment you're paralyzed from the neck down. And so you're having to pick up your life, you're having to move on, and you're having to be this independent woman again, all over again, that you were prior. And it isn't easy. There's a lot of women that I know that are in wheelchairs, and they try to go out there, and they try to date, and they struggle. So for the women out there that are in beautiful relationships, God bless you, and I congratulate you. But I have a lot of girlfriends who are in chairs, and they do struggle. And for me, who have been in a relationship as an able-bodied woman, I've got experience in that. As a woman that was married for 13 years and then getting injured as a quadriplegic, I have experience in that. And then being single as a quadriplegic. And in the dating world, I have experience in that. And so I can easily tell you that you can meet people out there, and when you bring them into this world, it's not normal, because you're going to have to tell a man how you go to the bathroom, and you may not necessarily if you're a paraplegic, because you're able to do it on your own. But if you think of the long haul, when I met Steven, as you guys know him on this show, when I met my Bambino, I knew I had to throw everything on the table. And that's what I do the moment I meet a guy. The moment I start thinking of dating the person, I tell him, this is how I go to the bathroom, this is how I do my bowel program, this is how I dress, this is how I bathe, this is how I do all the things that I do. And I can't do it 100% by myself at all, whatsoever. As I stated, when I lay in the bed, I am paralyzed from the neck down. I cannot sit up, I cannot roll over. So, like an infant, the baby relies on the mother. And I'm not saying that my husband is my mom or my caretaker, because I am also an ambassador for the Christopher and Dana Reed Foundation. And the one thing that we teach is there's a very, very fine line to being a caretaker and the lover or the husband or the boyfriend. And it's very thin. And you have to make sure that you don't mesh into that arena, because then it becomes monotonous. And then you start losing that spark. And then before you know it, your husband or your boyfriend or your lover is now your caretaker. And you don't want that, because then, what is it? They start feeling you're only human. Some people start feeling weighed down. They start feeling pressured. Not a lot of guys can do this or be in this position. I was dating one guy in the beginning, and when I explained to him what a catheter was, and when he was watching the nurse stick the catheter into my urethra, he was like cringing and hiding behind me, because some guys can't deal with it. And so that's the facts. We're not sugarcoating anything. So when Stefano said what he said about it's like taking care of a baby, pretty much if you have a child, like all the parents out there, you know, your life is about your baby. It's the person, the thing that you love, the being, that vessel that's before you. And so with Stefano, he is devoted to me. And so if I need anything, he does it. He does it effortlessly, unconditionally. And let me tell you one thing right now. If I was a woman that felt that I was being treated like a baby, that is the most belittling feeling. It is the most awful feeling. And I'm the first woman to tell you that I'm very selfless. And like my ex-husband, Dustin, so many times if you even ask him, I said to him, why don't you go out there, go back out into the world and find an able-bodied woman? I don't want you to live this life. It's too hard. It's not easy. It's very difficult. It isn't an easy life. We're not sugarcoating anything. But it's not difficult in a sense that you can't handle it, because you can handle it. When you have love, when you have the support, when you have the understanding and the patience, you can make it doable.
Of course.
And it happens.
Love is key for everything. So, guys, just by you two, what I just spoke to, what do you want to know about exactly? So the thing is closed. I don't want to go into an endless argumentation here. I'm not going to answer anymore if you put another comment. Seriously, the thing is closed. I explained you with the ABC, like baby, see? This is a terminology that goes a lot in our videos lately. But like babies, I explained to you what's going on between me and this beautiful woman. That's it. For the other you guys, be fearless. Don't be offended if someone calls you blind, whatever,
You just have to educate them.
disabled, handicapped. It's fine. These are just normal
don't
words.
know.
These are not offenses. It's not crippled. It's not like
No.
midget, a dwarf. Those are I can understand, of course. Those are
Disabled
really
person.
bad words. But the normal words from the
But
vocabulary.
most people don't even know that.
Don't be offended. Be fierce. Be proud of yourself always. Do not attach to a word
And
because
just
it means
educate.
that if you want to be called visually impaired because instead of blind or something else that is a normal word, it means that you are really insecure in yourself, which I can understand because a disability makes a person really insecure.
At
But
times.
don't worry. You can build yourself. You can be strong like this beautiful woman here. So don't worry about that. But now let's move on because we really talked about this like forever.
Oh my gosh, how long was that?
No. About the other questions, there was
So on a happy note now.
Shell MJ1. She asked if I was the guy helping you with the shoes videos.
Oh yes.
But yes, I am the guy. I'm
So,
the guy.
yes.
I was the guy behind all our videos.
Yes. So if you guys watched last year, I was dared to do a YouTube video. This is where this all started, and it was supposed to go a year until my thing crashed. But basically, yes, I have a video on how to wear heels on wheels. And so my Bambino over here is the one who did the demonstration and everything. So yes.
Okay, now K-Love has a question. She said, since you and Dustin have been friends forever, would you invite Dustin to go to your wedding, our wedding, and would Dustin actually with a +1 go?
Well, Dustin and I, yes, we still are great friends. We're still good friends. He's still my BFF and I still talk to him. And he is happily married. He's in Vietnam with a very successful career and he has his 2 babies and everything. So we chit chat and we talk. And he has met Steven.
Yeah, we met.
And Bibi, his
Several
wife,
times, actually.
and himself. And Steven and myself, we went out to lunch and everything. So yes, I would invite them. Would they come? Maybe.
He would come.
Maybe. I only say maybe because our wedding is going to be in Italy and it's going to be in the big church that his parents got.
It's gonna be big stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna invite all of you guys. Don't worry, we're
Yeah.
gonna send a private jet to all of you, any
So,
single of you. You're gonna
All
come.
my friends are saving right now and I've been to that church.
She was asking too if what does Dustin think of me, and I don't know what he thinks of me, but I can think of him that he's a very nice guy. I met Dustin. We spoke, of course, several times, and he's a very nice guy. It's like the what do you mean? The nicest thing is like a very humble, very quiet. It's like it's like a very mellow person, very very nice. I don't know what he
Compassionate.
thinks of me, of course, and we don't know if Dustin has a YouTube channel.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't have a YouTube channel. So, hey Luke, that's
Sorry.
so.
But you can find him on Facebook though. You can go to Dustin.
Sandra A. Hello, Sandra A. How are you?
Hi,
So
Sandra.
Sandra is asking about several questions here. So, have you met my family?
Yes, I have. I met them in the very first year.
Good times, guys.
Because Steven went to Italy because he's a very family-oriented individual. He speaks to his mom and dad every single day, and that's one thing that I fell in love with him. Every day, every morning, at 11, he calls his mom and dad in Italy. And so the first year that we started dating, he went back home for Christmas, as he usually does in Napoli. It's a huge thing, the holidays and New Year's Eve. And my friends are like, oh my God, aren't you going to miss him? What's going to happen? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, I'll be fine. I'm going to just work, da, da, da. The moment he was gone, very first day, I was sitting here in the middle of our bedroom and I was like, ah! I missed him dearly. And my friend Daniel Langarica came over that weekend and I just looked at him because I'm a woman that just does crazy things. I said, what are you doing in 2 weeks? He's like, why? I was like, if I buy a ticket to Italy, you want to go with me? If I teach you my care? Bowel program, everything. And then, lo and behold, never been to Italy, never met his parents. I show up and I surprised him.
It was beautiful. She came, she surprised me. I was actually greeting a good friend of mine, Davide. Ciao, Davide.
Thank you, baby.
And he's like a sailor, a lieutenant sailor for the commercial marine. And he was leaving for like 6 months. So we were at a pub drinking a beer, and I received this call from my home. Angela was there with his friend. I said, "Oh my God, Almighty!" It was the 30th of December, one of the coldest nights.
And it snowed
in Napoli.
that night.
You have no idea. A place where never snows because it's on the sea. It's on the south of Italy, so very rare. But that night snowed, like super, super cold. She came.
And why did it snow, babe?
Because a beautiful bambina coming.
No, because the angel arrived. You're so crazy.
So she came. We had the most beautiful time together. She spent New Year there. She was so impressed with all the food, whatever, what we do in Napoli, all the parties, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And so, yeah, my family was like, of course, like a piece of art for her. I mean, they loved her. She loved them. They cooked for her like all the possible main food from Napoli that she loved it. And we had a beautiful, great time together. So that was the first question from Sandra. They're also asking, are they supportive? Yes, my family is super supportive.
And why is that?
Of Angela. Also,
your dad.
My dad is a neurosurgeon.
He's a doctor.
My dad was a primary neurosurgeon for like 40 years. Retired now. He's almost 80.
He's a famous neurosurgeon.
And then, yeah, of course. I mean...
So this world...
They matter.
No, wait. You need to explain. How ironic is this? What your dad created, and it goes...
My dad created a device that goes into the spine to protect the spinal cord, actually.
And how ironic is that? And I didn't even know this. And 2 years ago, I had issues with my spinal column or my spinal cord where my lesion was. It was starting to heal again. And I was devastated. I was freaking out when the doctors thought it was a tumor. They didn't know what to do. They'd never seen anything like it. And all of a sudden, Stefano comes in and he's like, Bambina, don't worry. He said, remember, Peppino is a neurosurgeon. All we need to do is get the x-rays, the MRIs, and we'll send it over to Peppino. And I was like, oh my gosh, how ironic is that? I forgot. And then sure enough, we sent over the MRIs and Peppino looked at it. He basically diagnosed me, and crazy thing, he told Stefano, he's like, what did Angela do recently where she just like triggered her healing process to start all over again? And then that's a whole other story. That's going to be another episode.
Yes, so Sandra is also asking, she's a nurse, she said, and she's asking about the healthcare, your healthcare. So since she knows, of course, she's aware of how expensive all the supplies are and blah, blah, blah. How do you do? Well, she has a good healthcare with a healthcare agency now. But of course, as I said, as we stated, she's not covered 100%. No.
I have Medicare. Medicare is my insurance. I used to have Screen Actors Guild, but I have Medicare. So I'm not 110% covered, meaning when I had SAG, when I had Screen Actors Guild, I had almost 16 to 18 hour nursing care. And life was pretty much a little bit easier. And then during Push Girls, I lost everything. If you guys watch Push Girls, Auntie Judy is the one that took care of me for those first 2 years. And then the third year is Auntie Judy and her ex-boyfriend. And then the next following year, I started to fight for my care again. And I started getting nursing back little by little. So now, like I stated, I have a nurse that comes in the morning to help me get out of the bed, just take an hour, to bathe and to put my clothes on, everything. And then a nurse that just comes to visit me to help catheterize me. And then at nighttime, a nurse to just put me in bed. So 3 visits, basically. And so as of supplies, I was paying for all of my supplies. But now Medicare and the nursing agency, they're now helping me for a bit. Not everything, but just some. Again, you have to fight for everything. It's all about what's important, what is expensive, and try to get them to pay for that. And all the other little odd and ends, then you pay for that comes out of your own pocket. And that's not very affordable, especially if you are on disability or if you're on Social Security for some people.
Mm-hmm.
So
Of course.
anyways, next question.
And I squeeze in during your bathroom times to help you.
Yes, let's not talk about that. Okay. Go watch Push Girls.
All right. So we have, thank you for saying they were super cute. And she's asking to you if you became even more spiritual after your accident. If you are a spiritual person or if you became even more spiritual after your accident. That's what she's asking.
That's a big one. So basically, I was very spiritual. I'm a very spiritual person.
I don't think we can put this question in only one video.
Wait, exactly. I was going to say, that's going to be a whole other video about my spirituality.
Now.
Oh, yes, and like you didn't talk for a whole...
Let's talk about spirituality in another video.
Yes, we will, but let me say something. Let me just answer her question really quick. So to answer your question, very short, I am very spiritual, and after my accident, I have been able to use my spirituality to the utmost. I had a premonition at 17 that I was going to be in a horrific car accident. So of course when I woke up in the hospital and this happened, then I definitely tapped back into my spirituality in a whole other level. And again, there's another episode because I've died 5 times if I come back. And yes, it's another episode. So we'll talk about it in another episode. So tune in. Don't forget to subscribe to find out about my spirituality.
So another question from Haley Tuskai. Haley Tuskai is asking, what are you doing to have children? Well, you know the flower and the bee. Usually when you take the flower, let's say this is a beautiful flower, and the center is like...
No, it's a farfallina.
Yes, exactly. It's like a little butterfly. And then you take the bee, and the bee is going into the flower, and like this.
Your thing is not a bee, baby.
And it's going inside.
It's not a bee.
No, we're not doing... We're just... we're not protecting right now.
We're natural. All natural.
We're just
we
doing
both
natural.
Orgasm together.
And what it comes, it comes. It's
when
fine.
it comes, it comes. We both orgasm together, and.
But she was also asking to you, since she's a quadriplegic as well. No, she's a quadriplegic.
Oh, okay.
Haley is a quadriplegic, and she's asking you because she's insecure about dating. How do you date? Whatever. She's 24, she said, and she's kind of a little bit insecure. She doesn't drive yet because she feels that she's not ready.
Okay, so that's going to be a whole other episode because that is a very long answer. One, you don't even have to be a quadriplegic or in a wheelchair or a paraplegic or visually impaired or just any woman. First off, if you don't have confidence from within and you don't love yourself and you're not comfortable in your skin, then how can you go out there and give love to somebody else? So the first step, if you were injured and became a quadriplegic, the first step is to start loving yourself, being comfortable with who you are and your lifestyle and everything before you can meet somebody and allow them to enter into your world, because it's going to be uncomfortable and you need to make sure that you are comfortable so that it's easier for you to share your world with them and they're not uncomfortable, if that makes any sense. But again, this is another episode where I can go more in depth about all of that and how I went into the dating world after I had separated from my husband, my ex-husband, and until I found Stefano. So I could share all of that in just my journey of finding myself and putting myself back out there. So it just seems that now the questions that are coming, it's getting a bit longer, so you guys are going to have to stay tuned and tune into the following episode when we answer more questions. And if you guys have specific questions, please comment down below. Please send the comments to us and the questions so that we can answer them. And like you see, we're going to do our best to get in depth and explain everything about our life. And the one thing that I want to say, as well as how I felt when I did Push Girls, is yes, I live with quadriplegia and I was injured and everything, but I put myself out there because I share my world and I show how I do it. Because in a sense, I feel I do a pretty good job and I'm pretty unstoppable in a sense. I live a positive life and I move forward no matter what. So, but the thing is, I try to tell people and the girls from the show that we are representing ourselves. We're not representing everybody. And even though people may look to us and ask questions. Some may look up to us, whatever, whatnot, but I feel that we're all here, we're all learning, and we're all here to learn from one another. So it's not about putting someone up on a pedestal or this or that or whatever. We're all equal, and we're all going through our own journeys, and we're just here to learn and share from one another. So I want to put that out there, okay? So I want to say thank you so very much for watching our show. And please, if you have any questions, anything, please send them, and we will definitely do our best to answer them.
Sure.
And yeah, so is there anything else you'd like to say?
That's it. No, thank you very much for watching.
Is there one more
and
question just to end it?
No, that's
That's
it.
it?
That's
Okay.
it. Yeah, for now.
So then that's it. So yes, like I said, it's, you know, we started this show because people don't know. They don't know. And the thing is, my biggest thing is I like to fade the ignorance. I like to bring awareness, and I want knowledge is power. And
Knowledge is fundamental, guys.
it is.
We are living in an age that where people, they don't study anything anymore. They don't document themselves. They don't read anymore.
Assume. They
People
just
do not
assume.
know what a book is.
Or they're scared sometimes too.
So please, always document yourself. Always read culture. Culture, it's important, guys. Seriously, the more you know, the more you can do with your life.
That's it. So yeah, so it's all about putting the real back in reality and fading the ignorance, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. And it's from our point of view. It's from our life. It's not from everybody's. Everybody has their own journey to walk. So we want to say thank you for tuning in. We're looking forward to seeing the comments down below, and please like and please subscribe and follow us also on social media. And you guys keep doing what you love. Don't let anything get into your way. Break the stereotypes, take off the labels, and just do you. All right? So thank you for tuning
Send the
in.
case.
And don't cut it off. But we want to thank you guys. All right?
All right.
So enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Bye bye. See you soon.